Hey there, it's Anonymous T. Welcome to Anonymous T Podcast. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking Love Island USA Season 6, and it has had over 1.1 billion streams, you guys. 1.1 billion streams, and we got to talk about it. So I don't want to get too much into the finale. It was 2 hours. For the most part, it was okay. I just really wanted to get to who won and the placement of things. So I still feel that Janae and Kenny should have came in second place. Happy for Serena and Cordell. Congratulations. However, there are podcast interviews that are coming out now, right? And so we're seeing a completely different dynamic of Janae and Kenny, very loved up, very happy. And that was not the energy they were showing on the show. They gave them no screen time practically after Casa Amor, right? So now all of a sudden, all of these people who were not supporting Janae and Kenny and thought that they were scamming people, now they're all in. Now they're doing fan edits, you guys. And so my question, like I think I did the video a couple weeks ago, was this a conspiracy all along? Did you know this was a legit couple all along? Boy, you needed to decampaign them. You needed to make sure they didn't win. But by doing that, they fell all the way down to third place with all the tomfoolery. And then speaking of, another finalist, another scandal, you guys. Kendall. Somebody found some type of nude pictures and video, and I was getting agitated because people were spamming it on Twitter, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? So apparently Kendall has come out and said that this is somebody that he knew and trusted. It was private video, so he's admitting it's him. He's confirming it's him. His sister is posting in her stories a picture of her naked body. I guess I stand with Kendall. Like, naked bodies are beautiful. I don't know what's going on. But one had his butt up in the air, allegedly. I didn't see it, right? Because by the time the screen grabs were being shared on Twitter, everything was like blurred out. So you really couldn't see anything. But the people who got to see the full Monty, nonetheless, there were some photos, I guess, with his bare butt in the air and some other things. And then there also was video of Kendall's face that you could identify him and everything else. And so he confirmed it was him. And him and Nicole came in fourth place, you guys. Now, what was embarrassing in the episode was Kendall said on their date that he loved her, and she didn't say it back, you guys. And it was so awkward. And so she felt bad and was talking to the girls about it. And then when they did their declaration speeches, she kind of threw in there, oh yeah, by the way, I love you. And I was like, or I'm in love with you. And I was like, yeah, I don't buy this. Don't buy this at all. As for declarations, though, and as for dates, loved Kenny and Janae's declarations, especially Janae incorporating Espanol, telenovela, bilingual queen. I was here for all of it. I was here for Serena and Cordell's speeches. Everybody did good. Everybody, for the most part, did good. But the drama is right now, you guys. Who's following who likes who? I think Janae said in a podcast that her and Rob don't, she doesn't like him because I guess the podcast hosts were under the impression, based off of the edit, that Janae and Rob were like best friends. And she was like, no. She was like, I would talk to him about Leah, but that's the extent of it. We would just say hi and bye, but that was the extent of it. Kenny's not here for any of these fellas, you guys. I mean, his facial expressions when anybody is brought up, like Aaron or any of these people, with the exception of Cordell, everybody, he has a face for everybody. He doesn't see it for Connor. He knows, obviously, what really went down at Casa Amor with Aaron and others that the women still do not know to this day, unfortunately. So it is a mess. But there is some infighting among the fan base that we have to get into. First of all, I'm going to need the Janae fans and the Serena fans to put down your swords. Because you are allowing Leah and her fan base to get all the glory. You guys did all the legwork. Janae had all the sound bites, had all the one-liners, was, the mama of the villa. Everybody was coming to her for advice. She was, taking care of herself last in terms of her happiness, had to deal with some bozos before Kenny came in, almost got eliminated from the show the day before Kenny came in. You have Serena. Does she or doesn't she like Cordell? You have, the drama of Casa Amor, the epic argument that went viral post Casa Amor, and also the epic, meltdown of Kenny post Casa Amor. Also, the match with Leah trying to go after Connor, even though she really didn't like him, but was, getting fly with Janae about it and talking about her behind her back. All of these things, you guys. But how is it that Leah and Miguel, you guys, are getting articles with the Rolling Stone? How is it on, I think it's called the, and I'm going to butcher this podcast name, but I think it's like Chicks at Work or Chicks Go to Work or something. Nonetheless, the black people, the two black couples, you guys, the black couples, right? Janae's black, you guys. They were in the same episode. However, Leah got her own individual episode, you guys. So you had to fast forward through the malarkey and get to the Cordell and Serena interview. And then after that, or if you just wanted to bypass that and go to Janae and Kenny, you had to, scroll even further. And then Love Island USA is playing games because they always do post-show interviews of all of the finalists, right? And for whatever reason, they decided, hey, let's put the fourth place couple first in this video and have the third place couple, Janae and Kenny, after. And it's like, why are we playing these games? And it's like, you guys are trying to target a specific demographic. You are trying to get a certain type of worldwide, domination, and it's not necessary. The season was a success. You were in Time Magazine. You were in Essence. You were in Rolling Stone. You were in all these publications you never were before. It's usually just like your People magazines, your Us Weeklies of the world, and maybe a TMZ article, right? But now you are global. Now everybody is watching. Everybody is tuned in. But the problem with that is it unfortunately attracts some fans that are not so nice. Some fans that are not so genuine, who are not so good, that are spreading a lot of hate. Speaking of hate, so there was a story that Erin posted yesterday on social media, and apparently Kaylor and a friend of hers were talking in the background. Apparently the friend was talking mess about Leah, that she was going to fade away in 6 months or whatever, and all the tomfoolery, right? So nobody really says anything. Kaylor's Instagram briefly goes private, then it goes public again, and then all of a sudden we see at the airport, we see Leah, Erin, and Kaylor taking tequila shots with Hannah and Marco from last season, you guys, to basically say, hey, all of it's good. Now, here's the interesting piece of this, right? Everybody wants to play nice right now. But if you watch the finale, we're supposed to be getting a reunion episode that's going to air on August 19th. Now, that doesn't mean that it necessarily is taping August 19th. So it could be taping now for all we know, right? Because there was some, the final four couples were spotted out at a restaurant somewhere, and there were cameras rolling and everything else, and some of the workers were taking pictures with them. So nonetheless, I don't know if that's going to be a segment of like, hey, here's our first day outside of the villa and all the things and access to our phones and blah, 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 blah. If that's going to be incorporated, or if it's going to be like a special episode in addition to the reunion, we'll have to wait and see. But the problem now is, let me give you an example of some of the issues, right? So people who were going on all these TikTok lives and these interviews, such as Connor, such as Coy, and others that had all this smoke for Janae, guess who's following her on Instagram now? Even though you've known for weeks that Janae was liked by the public, even though you've known for weeks all of the stuff that Janae had went through in that villa, and you still chose to bash her. But now all of a sudden, you want to get in those, get in the algorithms and follow her and get clout and get attention to try to make it seem like everything's on the up and up. Or you heard the podcast where Janae exposed you and said you checked out the moment things went south with Leah and Rob and didn't have the balls, quoting Janae verbatim, to say, hey, we shouldn't, continue this on. And you lied to her about who your top two was. You were telling the fellas that Leah and Kayla were your top two, but then after a conversation with Janae, you claimed Janae was your top two. But really, that wasn't the case. You were just biding your time to see if Leah was going to become single. And Leah played you. Leah was not even interested in you. She was still trying to get Rob's attention. But my issue with that is, why are you messing with your best friend with all the type of tomfoolery if you weren't serious about him in the first place? Cussing her out, talking about that's not your boyfriend. But you weren't even interested in him. You guys were socially distanced in the bed as a couple. But it's going to be a lot of tomfoolery. I think Serena said that she doesn't plan on watching back the episodes. I don't know if that's a good idea. So here's my thing, right? I understand a lot of times the Islanders will say, hey, we don't want to watch back the episodes. We lived it and blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, there's a lot of scenes and a lot of clips that you don't see what your cast members are saying about you and what they're saying about you behind your back that have to give context to the full storyline. Like, I believe in one interview already, they finally mentioned to Serena about the comment, I think it was Kendall made after the Serena Cordell argument, is this how you would want your future wife to act? Right? So it's comments like that, it's scenes like that are important for people to see. Just like I want Janae to see all of the, two-faced behavior and the drama that took place as it pertained to the whole Connor situation and how messy it was getting behind her back. Those are things that you need the full picture. You need to see all the players, even if you're cool with them, even if you're friends now. But you need to see what they were saying about you behind your back. Because guess what? If you guys choose not to watch these clips, and we're going to see this reunion episode, and they're going to tape it, and they're going to show you these clips, and you're going to be feeling blindsided and hurt and disappointed, and somebody that you thought was your friend that is flat out bashing you or saying something that's too far or being messy, and you're going to be jilted at that reunion stage and maybe perhaps say something that may just end it all for good, may end that friendship for good. So it's going to be very interesting. I think it's very important. Even Kayla, watch all of Casa Amor. Your family in Pennsylvania needs to take you into the room and say, listen, you are not coming out until you at least watch the Casa Amor episodes. And then we can come out and have a conversation. But living in this Delulu land of, I'm going to stand by Aaron no matter what, it's not working for the people. That's why you got voted out. That's why you guys fumbled a finalist spot on the show. You had the easiest ticket to the finale, and you folded quicker than a chair for all of Aaron's discretions. And you allowed him to gaslight you, manipulate the situation, lie about the severity of things that he was doing at Casa Amor. And then all of these phony baloney gestures about love and being boyfriend and girlfriend and all of these things, and that still was not enough to get you to the finale. Because the people were over it. The people were checked out, and Kendall and Nicole got your votes instead. But nonetheless, you guys, part of what made this season magic is the cast doesn't know what people think of them, right? The cast has no clue, right? But now you're outside. Now you're outside. Now you know who likes who. Now you might see some of the messy stuff. Maybe some of the family and friends are filling you in on how psycho the fans are and some of the wars that people are trying to create and how some people are already trying to market themselves as an individual versus a couple, and certain couples are trying to market themselves as a couple and wants to go full on couples vlogs, couple this, couple that. And I don't know if that's a good idea, but nonetheless, do you? But nonetheless, you guys, you have to have proper context. I get it. Filming a reality show is stressful. I get it. It's a high pressure environment. Yes, there are good times. Yes, there are good moments. But there's also chaos. There's also mess. There's also drama. And not just the drama you're involved in, but the drama that's taking place behind your back that you're catching a stray on. So that's why, if any Islander is watching this, I really implore you to watch back the season. Watch back as many episodes as possible so that you can go into that reunion prepared for any type of question that's thrown at you. Because Ariana has really much shown that she very much is involved with all the storylines and knows all of the things. But there was something I didn't like yesterday was the push of the quote-unquote sisterhood after Serena's family said that they were going to adopt Janae and Leo. I didn't like it because you can tell it was a production engineered conversation to have them, film the morning scene. And then it was another engineered conversation by production where Ariana had everybody sit at the fire pit, and then she's like, okay, let's talk friendships. Let's talk about, the three of you. And it's like, wait, what? Like, what about the journey? What about Love Island, right? So it's things like that I feel, if everything is organic as it says, we shouldn't need production to set up these questions, right? But it's things like that where it's like, okay, we can hype up this friendship, but are we going to talk about all the aspects of the friendship? Because here's the thing with a trio. A trio is good as long as everybody knows who really is the go-between, right? And every trio, there is always somebody who doesn't see it for someone else in the group, or they're not as close. It's the nature of the beast, you guys. So take, for instance, Love Island UK last season, right? And we had Catherine, who was in between Whitney and Ella. Now, I knew from jump Whitney didn't like Ella when she came in as a bombshell and was interested in Ty and basically called Ella territorial, right? I knew right then and there she didn't see it for her. But they kept it cute for as long as Catherine was in the villa and got along for the sake of Catherine. But the moment Catherine was dumped from the villa, the claws came out. And we saw how, Whitney really did feel about Ella, calling her the most selfish person she's ever met in her life. And she's like in her 20s. And it's like, what? Who says that? She's still throwing shade now, a whole year later. But I'm saying all that to say every trio has a duo. Now, I'm not worried about Janae and Serena's friendship. I think that's fine. But what's going to be interesting is the dynamic of the Leah and Janae friendship. Because I don't think Janae has all of the information as it pertains to Leah. But Serena has already said in interviews that Leah and Miguel's her favorite couple, that basically Leah's her ride or die. That they're like thick as thieves. So that's what I mean when, yeah, you can promote the Powerpuff Girls, but is it really a Powerpuff Girl, right? Because it's going to change depending on who is getting the opportunities. It is going to change depending on, how some of these podcast interviews go. And one of these podcasters is going to expose some of these messy scenes, some of these messy moments that happen on the show, and you're going to be shook. And you're going to be like, wait, what? Now, these initial podcasts, they're trying to keep it cute. They're trying to keep it mute. But the real ones, they're going to get to the nitty gritty, you guys. they're going to get to the chaotic things that were actually happening that we got to get to the bottom of. It's not going to be a fluff fest and sugarcoating and all of these things. No, 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 no. We're going to get to some hard-hitting stuff that happened in this villa, and we want your opinion on it. Now, somebody like Janae, she's a sweetheart to a fault. She has a great personality, charisma, all these things. So she's going to keep it cute and mute no matter what, right? But at the same token, right, you still want the cast to have the full picture. And it's going to be a rude awakening, I feel, for a lot of people if they go into this reunion blind, not wanting to see anything. Now, if there wasn't a reunion taping and you don't want to watch the show back, fine. Like Love Island USA Season 2 and Season 3, right? And and Season 5, because Season 5 didn't have a reunion. Season 4 was the first reunion that happened. Technically, Season 1 had a reunion, but it never went to air. But they flew them out to LA and everything, taped a reunion. I don't know what went wrong with this reunion episode, but it never aired on CBS. Never aired, right? So Season 4 and now Season 6 have reunion episodes. But ultimately, do you Islanders, especially you finalists, do you all have the facts? Do you have everything you need so any type of question Ariana throws at you at this reunion, you can answer it, having all of the material, having all the scenes in play to see how that storyline played out and give an answer and give us the real tea on what that was about? But just going off of limited information or limited scenes from movie night and all of that, no. You gotta have the full picture, you guys. And here's the thing. I'm not trying to destroy or wreck any friendships or wreck any relationships. That's not what this is about. But sometimes in these interviews, when you're asked about some of your castmates and you see somebody overly praising somebody, that you as a viewer saw them completely bashing them behind their back, it's like, whoa. It's like, whoa, let's not go overboard, right? But I get it. And some of these instances, some of the things that were public that they were aware of, they're like, listen, we got over it. We squashed the beef, blah, 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 blah. But there's other storylines behind the scenes that you do not know about because you were not everywhere in that villa. You were not everywhere at Casa Amor, that you have to have the full picture. Especially you, Kayla. Especially you. Out of everybody. You need to see a lot because they went easy on Aaron on the movie night footage. You really don't know the extent of things. Even your friend Liv said she wants to cuss out Aaron for his behavior. So don't set yourself up to be blindsided, Kayla. Don't do it. Also, to the reunion producers, this message is for you. Can we stop the Rob and Aaron love fest? Can we stop it? The popularity of these finalists that is going viral on Twitter, that is going viral on TikTok right now, that needs to be the focus. That needs to be the energy. That a lot of people are interested in Cordell and Serena. A lot of people are interested in, Janae and Kenny. A lot of people are interested in Miguel and Leah. That is where your focus needs to be. And then we can branch off into some other stuff. But it was very exhausting. The episode before, Friday's episode, you started the episode with a love fest of Aaron and Rob, and you ended the episode with an entire love fest of Aaron and Rob, and there was very little content of the other Islanders, and it wasn't okay. And we have a production person coming out in an interview already saying how much they love Rob, and how they felt Rob was the show, and Rob was the main character. No. We're not going to do that. No. You forced Rob to be the main character. And judging by the, last episode, the season finale, and the 5-minute recap Production edited in a way to basically say, hey, we would have preferred Leah and Rob to be a final couple because we know they would have won. That's how hard you were going for Rob, right? Just like you guys went hard for Bergie last season, right? And production makes it so obvious too, right? Because whenever you see endless scenes of something that's boring or something that's not adding anything to the show, nothing that has to do with any romance or finding love or anything, it's just nonsense. You already know what time it is. You already know that producer is going to try to keep you in the villa as long as possible until they can't anymore without being accused of interfering, even though they've been interfering this entire time. But nonetheless, please give us a fair reunion. Please do not go for the okie doke with all of these Rob and Aaron stuff. Get to the main questions as it pertains to Kaylor and Aaron. Get to the realistic questions about these islanders that live overseas, how they're going to make a relationship work. If these people are going to try to make this last until the reunion, or will some people be broken up by then? It is going to be very interesting to see who is still going to be together by the time this episode airs. I think since it's a little soon, that probably everybody's still going to stick it out. I think if we had this reunion, say October, November, December, we'd have some single people there. And I would like kind of what the UK did, right? The UK did one season. They basically had everybody at a house. They had people meeting up, like out to eat and all these things. And basically let everybody kind of let it all out. And it was gold. It was amazing. But now they do these reunions that are like a week after the show ends. And I feel like, okay, nobody's going to break up like a week after the show ends. For what purpose, right? You're going to keep it cute, at least until then. Because then that was when the winners of season 10 like immediately announced their breakup after the reunion. Because it was like, we don't need to fake this anymore, right? But nonetheless, you guys, hopefully we get a good reunion. Hopefully, you guys are being respectful to these islanders. Again, we don't know them personally. You all can have your faves, but you don't need to put down other people to lift other people up. And we can't play the amnesia game of just completely forgetting anything problematic or mean that even an islander you like said or did, you guys. Everybody has to be held accountable, right? But it's up to the Islanders ultimately who they want to remain friends with and who they don't want to, right? But harassing people in the comments, trying to create mess between the Islanders, isn't going to cut it. Isn't going to cut it, because you're going to find yourself iced out. And the Islanders are not going to be comfortable anymore sharing content with you if you take it too far. So keep that in mind as you guys are monitoring all this social media behavior and activity. Keep in mind what is happening. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.